It will forever perplex me that the people that get mad at me about making videos about them are the videos that I make talking about what they've said and done. And it paints them sometimes in not the greatest light, but it's literally them. It's who they are. It's showing a mirror to them of this is who you are. This is what you've represented in your life. And they can't take it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Kotaku has hired a new editor-in-chief, Austin Williams. And this guy is a big-time gamer. I'm just kidding. He doesn't actually play games at all. He has a career history based in education and music and BET and yeah, everything else I guess you'd expect from someone that Kotaku would hire. But the things that I would find about this guy in my deep dive on him, I could never have imagined just how bad it would get. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out smashjt.com for the full article breaking down Austin Williams, the new editor-in-chief at Kotaku, a guy who seems to fall right in line with exactly the type of person that Kotaku seems to always employ. Geo Media has hired Austin Williams as the new editor-in-chief of Kotaku. Williams' appointment at Kotaku isn't without its controversy. In fact, it's chock full of them. Let's kick this off with the announcement from Geo Media. Press release, Geo Media. Geo Media has named Austin Williams as editor-in-chief of Kotaku, one of the nation's leading digital media outlets for game guides, tips, reviews, and I would cast doubt on that initial statement because no, you're not, Kotaku. Stop pretending that you're a game site. You're not a game journalism website. You are an activist propaganda website using video games as an avenue to push your message, but I digress. Williams' decade of digital publishing experience spans roles at a number of top entertainment outlets, including Complex Networks, BuzzFeed, that's a high-quality place, BET Digital, and Vibe Magazine. His specialties is identifying, serving, and growing passionate online fan communities. He will, hold on, before I even go on, all these other places that are mentioned before he got to Kotaku, as far as I can tell, have all failed. So how is he successful at growing an audience if everywhere this guy has worked has completely fallen apart? He will report to Leah Goldman, Geo Media's deputy editorial director. Austin understands the zeitgeist and how to mine it. He's preternatural. What the hell are these words? He's a preternatural digital editor with strong commercial instincts, said Goldman. Austin's addition to Kotaku is a milestone moment in the brand's 20-year history. How is this a milestone moment? What exactly does this character bring to Kotaku to change anything that's been happening? Kotaku has always led with a distinct voice and point of view, while also understanding that at its core, it is fans first, said Williams. Okay, Williams did not do any research on Kotaku. Either that or he's straight up lying to people right off the bat, because that's not what Kotaku is. They're not fan first. They attack fans. They are anti-gamer. That has been proven time and time again by Carolyn Petit, by Alyssa Mercante, by literally everyone who's employed there. They always take an approach of anti-gamer. That's always been the sentiment, especially for the past, well, it feels like decade or so, or more. I look forward to bringing my extensive experience in cultivating and serving fandoms across the digital entertainment spectrum and working with the smart and spirited Kotaku. Okay, so he's calling them smart and spirited. They are like the dumbest, most aggressively rude people I have ever had the displeasure of interacting with. So you saying this right off the bat, smart and spirited Kotaku team to take the site to even greater heights? It is a sinking ship with a lot of holes in it. And based off what I found about you, Austin, you're there with a drill to put more holes in it. Williams is a graduate from City University of New York with a BA in Advertising and Public Relations. He currently is an adjunct professor there, instructing media studies and journalism courses. So it's good that he's still a professor there. At least he's got a backup plan. And hey, to his credit, at least he has the credentials to actually be called a professor officially without having to make that up. That's pretty much where my pleasantries end with this. Let's dive into a little bit of the character that Austin Williams is. He tweeted out this announcement with the "This is my first Some News tweet to come with a press release in the trades. As of this week, I'm the new editor-in-chief of Kotaku, an awesome website servicing the intersection of video games and nerd culture." No, it's not. It's a website to push propaganda and an agenda with activists has nothing to do with video games. The only thing, I guess if you want to say it has to do with video games, is it uses video games as an insidious way of interjecting a political agenda and propaganda being pushed on people, and knowing that video games are an avenue to get to them. That's about all Kotaku has to do with video games, though. This guy, I wanted to give him a shot. I genuinely did. But the more research I did on him, holy crap, it only goes downhill from here. Let's dive into some serious concerns I have with Austin Williams. I shouldn't be surprised because, hey, it's Kotaku, right? But still, a part of me was holding out some hope that this person that GO Media would be bringing in would steer the ship in the right direction, course correct, and put them back on track for gaming in general. This was a huge opportunity that I actually talked about in a previous video where I'm like, okay, Kotaku is at a crossroads where they could actually potentially hire someone that comes in with a mentality of, we are bringing this company back to gaming, back to the basics, back to why people fell in love with us in the first place. And what do? Immediately drop the ball. Here are some tweets and his thoughts about President Trump. And yes, Orange Man bad, Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, he's very left-leaning. You have to be to work at Kotaku, apparently. But so far left-leaning that you need to knock buildings over to the left side and push them even further and just keep going left because that's the only direction they know. Philip Lewis tweeted, Twitter says that it will suspend people who openly hope for Trump's death on the platform. And he linked a Vice article, which Austin Williams used to actually write for Vice as well. And yikes, some of the articles I found that he wrote, I will get into later in this video. Yikes. Austin replied, my account is safe because I'm not a child. But also, what about the Nazis and harassers and Trump himself? Because I guess Nazis, harassers, and Trump, I guess we'll just put those all in the same bucket because they're the same thing. Huh? Austin tries to act like he's an adult in the room, but yet boils it down immediately to the lowest common denominator, talking about Nazis, harassers, and Trump. And that's just the beginning. He goes on, thinking about how unnerving it is for black folks to be around friendly Trump voters. My parents' next door neighbor is a MAGA guy. He's also an overwhelmingly nice Puerto Rican man. So is their dentist, who pals around with them about 60s soul music. It's true, get out shit. Because apparently, you can't be a good person and a Trump supporter. Calling it get out shit is insane to me. Get Out, by the way, fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. One of the best I've seen in a long time. Great movie. Likening people that are MAGA supporters, that are nice people, to Get Out is... words escape me. It is so insane to me that this is the inside. These are the thoughts. This is why I love Twitter. It gives you exactly what someone's thinking that they're in the right. Their brain is telling them to put these letters together like it's a good thing. And you put it out there and we can see exactly what your brain's thinking. And it's so cringy. It's so horrible. This is who you are. Yikes. If Drake and Future drop WATTBA2 on the night Trump is impeached, we might have to declare today a national holiday. So apparently he hates Trump so much that he was hoping for Trump to be impeached so that we could call a holiday for it. That's how excited he got about that. And here's the thing, by the way. You're allowed to hate Trump. You're allowed to have your political views and agenda and ideologies. That doesn't necessarily directly impact your work on a daily basis. But I've noticed a strong direct correlation between the two. Okay, just call it a spade a spade. That seems to be what happens. It doesn't stop at Trump either. He doesn't seem to have much love for white people. I want to watch Challengers, but I feel like I'm gonna get banned from Alamo if I gotta see Zendaya get trained by 2 white men. Why? Why is that a bad thing? Why? Just honest, genuine question. What's the problem? It's only okay if it was 2 black men? It's just very strange. And as I go into this further, you'll see this guy has a strong affiliation with identity politics, where he cares so much about the color of someone's skin or their gender before he makes up his mind about what he should think about them. Instead of just giving them a straight up opportunity of showing them who they are as a person and seeing if that could work out as a friendship or a relationship or whatever. He cares more about how they were born and what they look like when they came out of the womb than who they are. There's a white man on the A train in sandals and literal grippy socks, acting very strange and fiddling with his backpack. Just wanted to publish this in case. What's acting strange? And by the way, why do you need to call him a white guy? Like, why call it out? What does that assist with in any of this? Why do you care about that? That's such a weird thing to tweet. Imagine if the shoe was on the other foot and a white person tweeted this out about a black person. I don't think it would be received very well by the overall community, which kind of goes in line with exactly Kotaku's mantra in general with Alyssa Mercante and trying to peddle that whole you can't be racist against white people thing. Like, that is literally their mentality. They really feel like you cannot be racist against a white person, and they use that to be aggressive against white people. In response to a basketball coach in the NBA, Austin Williams said, "Need him to come steal this white man's job. Bad." Why? Like, why does white have anything to do with it, dude? Why? Like, I get it. I love basketball too. But why do you have to say that word? Like, what about the skin color of an individual is so goddamn important that you need to call it out? Like, that's very weird. I don't know how else to tell you this. The essence of Kotaku's content strategy under previous leadership had been critiqued by me and many others for leaning far more towards social activism and cultural commentary than any kind of traditional video game journalism. It's exactly that reason why the site has been nosediving in respect by the broader gaming community at large for the better part of nearly 2 decades. This has caused many gamers to feel alienated, believing that the platform has strayed from its core focus of video games to prioritize political and social discourse in order to push the woke agenda, the message. And if you don't agree with it, you are the problem. According to Austin Williams, his first day at Kotaku was July 30th, 2024, where he tweeted, "Thank you to everyone who sent over their congrats and kind words about the new gig. Sorry I wasn't able to thank each of you individually. Please accept this first day at school coded fit pic that my wife took this morning as compensation." And he's clearly one of those guys that's just really into style. I see him posting the same exact pose with different clothes on over and over again on Twitter. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, you look good. Good for you. I'm proud of you. It's just very weird how into identity this guy really is. Austin Williams also had a tenure at Vice, and it included some pretty insane articles focusing on scrutinizing cultural and social issues through the lens of mainstream media. In his piece, "The Woke Men on TV Still Have a Long Way to Go," Williams critiques the portrayal of masculinity in television, using examples like Schmidt from The New Girl to argue that even characters intended to be progressive depictions of men still perpetuate toxic behaviors, because that's what I think about when I watch a TV show. He suggests that these characters, while coming across as woke, fail to genuinely address any underlying issues of gender dynamics, often needing more profound introspective work like therapy to overcome ingrained toxic traits. If anything, I'm looking at this dude as the guy with ingrained toxic traits. Like, holy shit, dude, find a mirror and look at it. Another significant piece he wrote for Vice, "I'm a black man and I want a black woman therapist." William shares his own personal journey and complexities of seeking therapy as a black man and why it was so important to him to ensure that not just his therapist was also black, but for reasons they also had to be a woman. Like, he had checkboxes of what they had to look like and what they were, like, gender-wise, before he would progress with meeting them and interacting with them. Think about that for a second. I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds kind of racist. Williams' previous writings and everything else that I've seen on Twitter directly point to how Kotaku, under his leadership, is definitely going to continue to sink into the abyss. And ultimately, Geo Media will have no one to blame but themselves. Instead of hiring someone that could have patched up the ship and pushing it forward, he got there with a screw gun and he's starting to drill holes right away. Like, they had a hard time finding anything whatsoever positive about him. And that's the genuine conclusion that I came to after researching his background. This is just another one of those people that is going to work with those people over at Kotaku. Again, going in line with the whole diversity of how you look, like a black man, bald, okay. Doesn't look like Alyssa Mercante, doesn't look like Carolyn Petit, doesn't look like any of the other people there. So diversity, checkbox hit. Diversity of thought? Nope. Geo Media hiring Williams to join Kotaku signals a continuation, if not an intensification, of the site's existing editorial slant towards aggressive, anti-gamer activism. Everything about this guy points to that fact. He's not going to go in there and clean house. He's not going to try to whip Alyssa Mercante into shape. He's not going to tell Carolyn Petit he's absolutely insane. No, he's going there to reaffirm everything they've already been doing in the first place. And ultimately, it's going to doom the company. Many people would look at this and say, I can't believe Kotaku's even still existing with their numbers dwindling, nobody caring about them, the horrific presence that they have socially, like, nobody likes them. Nobody. They have millions of followers on Twitter and get less interactions than my tweets. Like, think about that for a second as well. Geo Media had a spectacular baby here, and they completely shot it to hell. Why? I don't know. The only two reasons I could come up with is, one, for tax loss reasons, or two, they really think that this is something that could be successful, even though all the way along the way, it's proven to show otherwise. Regardless of any of that, Williams is the newest hire over at Kotaku, the guy in charge, the editor-in-chief, the person that Alyssa and Carolyn all report to. This is the top dog at the company, and it looks like, based off of everything I could find, he's only going to be patting them all on the head saying, good job, everyone. Keep up that good work and push that propaganda, because that's what we do here at Kotaku. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out the Smash JT article. I go in far more depth on the Vice articles, especially that he wrote. Because holy crap, some of this stuff is just extreme cultural critiques and heavily laden with racism. Like, that's what I came out of reading it. I'm like, what is this guy's mentality? Why do you wake up in the morning and have this approach, this outlook on life? It's just so wild to me. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, please consider hitting that join button. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing.
All of his work that he's done. And if you were to search under the games tab, you would find that he has written 2 articles about video games in his time. Here are the 2 articles that he written about. And if you do a little more digging on when these articles were actually written, one was written in 2018, right here. This is the article right here, 2018. And the other article was written in 2018. So the editor-in-chief of Kotaku.com last wrote about video games 6 years ago. So I just wanted to point that out.
That's pretty bad.
So
you know, that's pretty bad. What has he been up to?